Have you ever heard a story that just sends a shiver down your spine? It's not because it's scary in a horror movie way, but because it challenges everything you think you know about life and death. Today, we're diving into one of the most compelling and well-documented cases that suggests reincarnation might just be real. This is the incredible story of the Pollock twins. Our story begins in the town of Hexham, England. In 1957, a mother named Florence Pollock was walking with her two young daughters, 11-year-old Joanna and 6-year-old Jacqueline. In a heartbreaking turn of events, a car veered onto the sidewalk, and a tragic accident took the lives of both girls. Their parents, Florence and John, were absolutely devastated. It's a loss that no parent should ever have to endure. John held on to a firm belief that his daughters would be reborn. Florence, however, was skeptical. A year later, Florence became pregnant again, and on October 4th, 1958, she gave birth to not one, but two baby girls, identical twins they named Gillian and Jennifer. And this is where things start to get really strange. From the moment they were born, there were signs that these weren't just any ordinary twins. Jennifer, the younger twin, had two distinct birthmarks. One was a thin white line across her forehead, in the exact same spot where her deceased sister, Jacqueline, had a scar from a bicycle accident. She also had a brown birthmark on her hip, which matched another birthmark Jacqueline had. This wasn't just a story passed down. It was a physical detail that couldn't be easily explained away. The family's doctor even documented these marks. As the twins grew, the coincidences became even more uncanny. The family had moved away from Hexham after the accident, but when the twins were about 2 years old, they decided to visit their old town. As they drove through Hexham, the girls, who had never been there before, started pointing out landmarks. They knew where the school was and where the playground was, places their deceased sisters had frequented. Their parents were stunned. How could they possibly know these things? But the most compelling piece of evidence came when the girls turned 3. John and Florence decided to bring down a box of toys from the attic. These weren't just any toys. They were the cherished playthings of their late daughters, Joanna and Jacqueline. They hadn't been touched since the accident. When they gave the box to Gillian and Jennifer, something astonishing happened. The twins didn't just play with the toys. They immediately knew which toys belonged to which sister. They picked them up and started calling the dolls by the specific, unique names that Joanna and Jacqueline had given them years before. They even knew about a special set of clothes their mother had knitted for the dolls. There was no way for them to have this knowledge. Their parents had never spoken about the old toys or the names. Perhaps the most chilling parallel was a shared, deep-seated fear. Both Gillian and Jennifer had an intense and irrational phobia of moving cars. Whenever a car would start its engine or drive past them, the twins would become hysterical. They would often scream, "The car is coming to get us," clinging to their parents in terror. It was a haunting echo of the final moments of their sisters' lives. They would even act out the accident, with one twin cradling the other's head, saying her eyes were bleeding, a chillingly accurate detail of Jacqueline's injuries. This case caught the attention of Dr. Ian Stevenson, psychiatrist from the University of Virginia, who dedicated his career to scientifically studying children who claimed to remember past lives. He spent years investigating the Pollock twins, documenting every detail, interviewing the parents, and reviewing the medical records. He concluded that this was one of the strongest cases for reincarnation he had ever encountered due to the combination of birthmarks, behavioral traits, and specific verifiable knowledge that the twins displayed. Interestingly, as the girls got older, around the age of 5, these memories and behaviors began to fade. They grew into normal, happy children, and the echoes of their past lives seemed to recede into the background, as if they had served their purpose. So what do you think? Is this all just a series of incredible coincidences? A story embellished by grieving parents? Or were Gillian and Jennifer Pollock truly the reincarnation of their older sisters, Joanna and Jacqueline? The physical evidence of the birthmarks, the unexplainable knowledge of the toys, and their shared phobia of cars make this a case that's hard to dismiss. It's a true glitch in the matrix, backed by witness statements and medical records, that leaves us all wondering about the mysteries that lie beyond our understanding. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into one of history's most fascinating mysteries. If you enjoyed the story, make sure to like and subscribe for more content that will make you question everything. See you in the next one.